I ain't done an NBA video in a minute. Luka Doncic, an anomaly, a genuine anomaly. I think we often forget right now, as it is right now, we forget just how good Luka. Oh, you stupid! Sorry, my watch keeps coming undone. But we forget how good Luka Doncic is. We forget just how impressive watching Luka Doncic is on any given night because he's been injured. He's had unfitness levels. He just hasn't been the Luka Doncic we saw in the first 7 years, or eight. I can't lie to you, it's either 7 or 8 years of his career. But is this the season he's back? All right, so we're not gonna sit here and act like Luka Doncic had a bad season last year. I think he got 27, 8, and 8. That's still a fantastic season. That's still, take it back 10 years, an MVP level season. But the problem is Luka Doncic has never come close to winning the MVP. And I sit back, and I question. I think Shane might. I don't know. I sit here and I question you. Luka, for me, he should be more in that MVP conversation, and that's why I'm gonna say it. I sat here, I've thought about it, I've considered it, and I'm finally ready to say it. I said it every year, every single year except last year. Last year I said Jason Tatum would win MVP, and I was incredibly wrong. I mean, to be fair, he was all NBA first team, I think. So, top 5 player in the league. Top 5 player in the league, because it's positionless. He's top 5 player in the league. But I'm going back to my usual guess of Luka Doncic to win MVP. I sit there and I go, people always question MVP should have a good team around them. That's why I said Jason Tatum last season, because the MVP had a fantastic team around them. Obviously, Jason Tatum went down, but you have to consider the team that is around them. And I look at it and I say, Dagenham is like, it's like Kinshasa. I swear, like this is like Zanzibar City, like Stone Town. Like, what, like why all these creepy crawlies and mandem running around? Like, it's nuts. I think he hasn't got the supporting cast that can reach the levels of another player like an SGA, for example. SGA can go out and win a championship, where Nikola Jokic doesn't necessarily need the upper level class, but he can still perform at such a good level and drag his team to at least the third seed so it can be in the MVP conversation. But I look at it and I say, Luka Doncic, what team has he got around him? He's got Austin Reeves, he's got LeBron, who's injured to start the season. I think LeBron being injured to start the season is what's gonna come in favour, because JJ Redick is not dumb. JJ Redick is not an idiot. He understands. He's played with Luka. He understands that Luka is one of the best talents we've ever seen in basketball. And so that heliocentric basketball style that doesn't necessarily work all the time, there has to be some level of it for Luka to succeed. There has to be some level of Luka holds the ball. And when he starts on the floor with LeBron, doesn't necessarily get that. LeBron can't play off ball. I mean, I can't hate on him. He's an old man. So asking him to play off ball and on ball is a bit stressful. But he can't really play on ball. But the problem is, now they're starting the season, and I think they'll start the season pretty well with Luka running the point, Luka being that primary ball handler. Secondary ball handler Austin Reeves works out perfectly. I think Austin Reeves can play great off the ball. Austin Reeves is a good defender as well. Austin Reeves he plugs in those holes you need. Obviously, he hasn't necessarily got a great rest of the team. He's got Rui Hachimura. Obviously, LeBron will come back and probably play the 4 or the 3. And they got DeAndre Ayton at the 5, which isn't great. But DeAndre Ayton's soft, and you don't want soft big. But Luka's had soft bigs before. Luka doesn't need to play off the pick and roll all the time. Luka can play that heliocentric dribble, tween, step back shot. He can play that. He can play most types of basketball. I mean, off ball he isn't fantastic, but the fact he gets to go in ahead of everybody else, ahead of LeBron James, and start off being the primary ball handler to begin with is means that he can start developing pretty early onwards, and they can go on that run, and then LeBron has to come in and complement, because that's ultimately what we'll have to do. I was happy, I was scared. LeBron, when he was about to make his announcement, I was desperately trying to trade away Luka in my fantasy until I realised the advert was just an advert for Hennessy, which is just alcoholism, LeBron. But yes, because I was scared there would be a farewell tour, and if it's a farewell tour, then LeBron gets touches. It's just the way it is, especially in an organisation like the Los Angeles Lakers. But the fact it isn't his farewell tour, he's not announcing his retirement, means that they're going to want to go out there and win. That's the first thing on the memo. And if they start off well with Luka, they go out winning, then they can continue winning throughout the whole season. And obviously we have to talk about his body transformation. He looked really, really good at Eurobasket. He looked so good. He looked in great shape. He could play defense. He was muscling. He was doing well. And the thing with him is he hasn't lost a crazy amount of weight. He just put on a significant amount of muscle. He looks leaner, but he still is that heaviness. He still has that frame to be able to push defenders and shoot off balance. He still has all of that. He just has it as muscle. It's not just fat anymore. And when Luka has muscle, if Luka can go in charging, Luka can play defense and have the athleticism to play defense, and Luka has that mindset as well, I think that comes into his training as well, getting into fitness and getting into shape. That mindset as well means he can go in there and be an MVP candidate. Obviously, you'll get the Nikola Jokic, who is the best player in the league. You'll get the Giannis's. You'll get the Shai Gilgeous-Alexanders. But I think Luka is right in there in that conversation. I think talent for talent, he's better than Shai. Talent for talent, he's on par with Giannis. And talent for talent, he's worse than Jokic. But I think the scenarios have to favour them for them to win. I think the scenario isn't favouring Giannis right now in the Milwaukee Bucks. I think they just gave AJ Green like 45 million or something. It's crazy. People are just having life-changing money, man. It's crazy. A nigga named AJ Green. And Nikola Jokic has the same team he had 3 years ago. Doesn't make any sense to me. Still hasn't got big. But hey, we move. But yeah, so ultimately, I think Luka Doncic can really... I think Luka Doncic really can make a difference and make impact for the Los Angeles Lakers this season. And I look forward to seeing him thrive. And for me, he's the MVP. See you, man, in a bit.